manual therapy plays a big role when recovering from an Achilles tendinopathy, and what I'm going to show you today is I'm going to show you what a typical treatment would look like at Sharp Physiotherapy for someone that's got an Achilles tendinopathy. Main symptoms of an Achilles tendinopathy before we start is stiffness in the morning. So if you're getting pain or stiffness in the back of the heel, in the Achilles tendon, that's particularly worse first thing in the morning, it's highly likely you've got an Achilles tendinopathy. If you're getting pain and stiffness in that area and it's not stiff in the morning, it's unlikely to be an Achilles tendonitis and it's more likely to be something else. Now, before we start, we have a quick assessment of the Achilles tendon. First thing I'm looking to rule out is an Achilles tear or an Achilles rupture. What you'll typically find if there's a tear there is that the tendon is just very, very swollen. So I'd be looking for any significant swelling of the Achilles tendon. And the other big thing that I'm looking for is, or the big symptom that I'm looking for is, what position does the foot sit in? So we want the foot at rest to be sat in a little bit of plantar flexion. When you get an Achilles tear or rupture, you'll lose tendon in the Achilles, the foot will sit in more dorsiflexion. So if I was assessing this Achilles tendon, there was a significant amount of swelling or the foot was sitting in a little bit more dorsiflexion, I'd be suspicious of a tear, I wouldn't be treating it, and that would need urgent investigation. Most cases that come into clinic, they don't have a tear, they don't have a rupture, they are a tendinopathy and they do really, really well with physiotherapy. So main symptom is the stiffness in the morning, and that will tend to ease off as the person gets going. So for some people it'd be 5-10 minutes of walking around, it warms up, it feels better. For others it's an hour or 2 hours. It all depends on the severity of your symptoms. Another hallmark sign is that walking and running have become affected by the Achilles tendon. So typically people will set off on a run, set off on a walk, it feels sore, it then warms up as they get into the walk or run, but then towards the end of the walk or run it begins to return and symptoms after are particularly sore. Now moving on, we want to be having a good feel of the Achilles tendon, so I'd always start by palpating the Achilles. What I particularly want to know is it a mid-portion Achilles tendon issue or is it an insertional problem? The insertional can be a little bit more complicated because there can be sometimes a bony spur that's pressing into the Achilles, and that'll also change the management slightly. But with mid-portion, they tend to respond a little bit better and the treatment is a little bit more straightforward. So I'd have a squeeze of the Achilles tendon. What you'll find with an Achilles tendinopathy is there'll be a specific area that feels thicker, and the moment you press it or squeeze it, the patient will say, that's my pain. Really easy to pick up. Moving on from there, I want to be having a feel of the calf. So I want to be palpating through the soleus muscle, the lateral gastroc and the medial gastroc. And the reason why we want to be assessing the calf is because if the calf's tight, because of its insertion into the Achilles tendon, if the calf's tight, it will inevitably affect the Achilles tendon. So if the calf's getting tight, the Achilles will get tight, therefore the moment you stand or walk or run on an Achilles tendon that's already tight, it can be overstretched, which then predisposes it to inflammation or an Achilles tendinopathy. We want to be assessing the calf, and treating the calf is a key role in recovering from an Achilles tendinopathy. So we'd start by just warming the tissues. So I put the oil on. I'm not doing anything too deep to begin with, just working through the tissues, and I mix it up between the lateral gastroc, the soleus and the medial gastroc. And while I'm treating these areas, I'm just starting to have a bit of a feel as to where the adhesions are and where the trigger points are, so that when I become to work a little bit more aggressively and a little bit more specifically, I'm going to go into those areas. Then start to warm the Achilles up. I like to get his foot on my chest. I like to get him in a bit of dorsiflexion. That puts a bit of a stretch on the Achilles tendon. And we work through it in that position there. So I've just got my thumbs working both sides of the Achilles. Now the idea of this is that we want to increase the blood flow to the area, because the blood flow is going to bring the oxygen, the nutrients, everything that it needs to heal. And when we're applying manual therapy, whether it's deep transverse frictions, massage, cupping, whatever form of manual therapy it is, you're creating friction. And friction increases the temperature, and it's the increased temperature that causes vasodilation, which is the widening of the blood vessels, so we get an influx and a healthy supply of blood to the area, which is exactly what we need. And we can see there that's already going a little bit red. So I'm still warming it up at this point. I'm just starting to do these snaky movements, starting to bow the Achilles tendon. What you'll also typically find with an Achilles tendinopathy is that most of the irritation is on the inside of the Achilles. You can get it more on the outside, but I would say 7 or 8 times out of 10, most people get it on the inside. Okay, just relax. So whilst I'm on the Achilles now, I'm just going to take his foot from plantar flexion to dorsiflexion. So, and relax. That's feeling nice and warm now. I want to now start working more specifically into those trigger points. I can feel his soleus is very, very tight. So what I'm going to do now is start to trigger that area. And with my other hand, I'm just going to take him into some dorsiflexion. So I'm really starting to stretch those tight areas. I'm just working my way through the soleus. Same with the gastroc. So find the trigger point, I'm going to press in there and hold and just start to dorsiflex the ankle. Start to stretch that medial gastroc. Again, I'm just working my way through the gastroc. I feel like I'm off it there, Sam. Yeah, so it's more there, yeah? Yeah. Again, just going to put him on a little bit more of a stretch. Start to work more on the inside of the Achilles. I can feel that's where the thickening is. Would you agree with me there, Sam? So the calf's nice and warm. I've warmed everything up. What we want to do now is work a little bit deeper into the calf, and the easiest way to do it is just to take the stretch off the calf. So the gastrocs, they actually join above the knee, so they have a role to play in knee flexion. So if you've got the knee in full extension, they're going to be tight. I want to just take the stretch off so I can work a little bit deeper. And the easiest way to do that is just put the knee into a little bit of flexion and then begin to work through the tissues in that position. When I say go, Sam, I'm just going to ask you to bring your foot into dorsiflexion, okay? Yeah. Off you go. Good. And again. And again. And again. Yep. Back into the Achilles tendon. Keep the blood flow in the area. So I've got the stretch off of the gastrocs here and on the soleus. So flexing the knee to take the stretch off the gastrocs, but dorsiflexing the ankle to put the stretch on the soleus. So that really enables me to work a little bit more aggressively into the soleus. Does that feel quite sore, Sam?
Yeah.
More sore on the stretch?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've treated both the calf and the Achilles tendon there. I've worked it quite aggressively for about half an hour. What we can typically expect post-treatment is for the area to feel bruised and sore for around 48 to 72 hours, and that's absolutely normal. What we're looking for after that is that the bruising settles and we really start to see an improvement in his symptoms. And the main measure of whether this is improving is the stiffness in the morning. So if that's starting to reduce, the treatment's working. It typically takes about 6 sessions to resolve an Achilles tendon issue or Achilles tendinopathy. For some it can be less, and for others it can be more. And it's very much dependent on severity of the injury, patient's individual response to treatment, and how compliant the patient is with the management strategies in between the sessions. I would usually use shockwave therapy in conjunction with manual therapy, and the first 3 to 4 sessions for me is usually all about getting on top of symptoms, and that's achieved through shockwave and manual therapy. Once the stiffness in the morning is pretty much resolved, we would then go through a specific strength and conditioning program to increase the tolerance of the tendon and the strength of the calf. I know a lot of people put them in a lot earlier. Me personally, I would rather settle the symptoms first, then begin to load it. Just treating it with manual therapy and shockwave to the point in which it doesn't feel sore anymore won't work, because if you've not increased the tolerance of the tendon, you will return to your chosen sport or activity and the tendon will flare up again. So finishing the treatment off by doing the strength and conditioning work at the end is a key component to recovering from an Achilles tendinopathy.